question. Trend in outsourcing and impact on intellectual property protection. Boy, outsourcing is a topic of discussion in every board meeting I go to. And I go to board meetings of two-person startup companies, and I go to Cisco board meetings and everything in between. Everybody's talking about outsourcing and what to do about it. I think it's clearly something that's happening across the board. What's remarkable is how many startup companies are being started with outsourced technology development from day one. I have a startup company where all of the engineers are in St. Petersburg, Russia. All of the management are here. And just the communications and so on. But the cost of an engineer is $1,000 a month in St. Petersburg compared to $10,000 a month or more fully loaded here. So the economics are compelling. The question is, what is the intellectual property ownership in St. Petersburg, Russia? The law isn't well developed. The court decisions aren't legion. It's very hard to know. I mean, in theory, there's a copyright and patent and so forth, but you kind of never really know when the rubber hits the road how well protected your intellectual property is in Russia or China. India is clearer. That's what's holding people back. That's why many of the outsourced operations are things like quality assurance as opposed to the core development of the technology. But we're seeing gradually more and more technology, more and more core technology go offshore for development because by and large, companies are realizing good results from offshoring, though they're finding that it's not perfect and that the biggest problem is oversight, communication. We had a great example, a company that has 80 engineers in 3 different locations in Russia, has headquarters here. I just had the new version of their product redone, recoded in India. And in India it was QA, it works perfectly, they deliver it here, company can't start it up. Lots of back and forth, they're asleep when we're awake and so forth, lots of back and forth. And they finally asked, well, what are you running for the startup script? And the company told them, same startup script we gave you to develop the product. Oh yeah, that startup script didn't work, we used something different. The product works, but the startup script doesn't. You're just installing it wrong. And they told them how to install it, and then it works. So that kind of basic communication is still a challenge. But IP, this is the next frontier. I mean, it's creating a lot of work for lawyers right now. It's trying to figure out what the international protection of copyright, trade secret, patent, trademark is going to be as a result of the offshoring. As I say, companies are gradually tiptoeing up to putting their core technology development offshore.